All right, sir, if I can't get you on camera, you're not
I'm
here.
doing so right now. I am exempt from these rules and regulations. I motion and move this court to dismiss this case. I am sui juris in proper persona and propria persona.
And Mr. Dubois, is your address still homeless? State of Kansas versus Anthony Edward Dubus. Jared Regier for the state. Is Mr. Dubus present? Anthony Dubus?
Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into a wild courtroom showdown. A sovereign citizen versus Judge Webster. And spoiler alert, the judge is having none of it. This guy shows up with no license, no insurance, and zero registration. Basically a recipe for disaster. You already know it's about to get messy. Watching him fumble through his excuses is almost painful. Like, how do people still believe this stuff works in court? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this guy completely lost, or just another sovereign citizen living in his own little world? Let's roll.
I am Anthony Edward Dubus. Dubus is, and I am appearing specially in propria persona, not pro se, as sui juris
Okay,
under
first of all, I can't see you, so you're not here.
appearance satisfied.
Thank you, sir. Now, as
Absolutely.
far as I need to go, well, I need you back here in person.
Okay, well, it's propria persona, not in person. I'm not the legal entity that you're claiming me to be.
All right, sir, if I can't get you on camera, you're not
I'm
here.
doing so right now. I'm just removing it as it's taped. It takes a while.
Now, the second order of business, let's get your name straight. I know a family with the same exact spelling in America, and they do pronounce it Dubus, but you said you pronounce it
Dubus,
Dubus?
as the original Dubus, as the
Dubus.
original French. Yep.
Very well, Dubus.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, Mr. Dubus appears in person and pro se.
Correction. Propria persona.
Well, in this court, it's in person. And
Correction. In all courts, it may be either pro se, either appear in person, or propria persona.
well, in my years of law school and nearly 40 years of practice, both as an attorney and a judge, it's been in person, and that's what I'm going with, sir. I believe that is just fine. So, in any event, we will proceed with your charges. In count one, sir, you're charged with operating a motor vehicle on a highway of this state without having a valid driver's license pursuant to KSA 8-235A. In count two, it is alleged that on or about the 17th day of August, 2023, in Butler County, Kansas, you did then and there unlawfully operate or attempt to operate a motor vehicle, to wit, a 2003 Honda Accord, upon a highway of the state, to wit, 1700 block of East Foxdale Street, Andover, Butler County, Kansas, while the vehicle was not registered in violation of KSA 8-142. In count three, it is alleged that on or about the 17th day of August, 2023, in Butler County, Kansas, Anthony Edward Dubus,
Dubus.
the Boost,
Thank you,
did
Myron.
then and there unlawfully and intentionally drive a motor vehicle upon a public highway or property open to use by the public and failed to provide proof of insurance upon demand by a law enforcement officer. Now, sir, if you had insurance when you were stopped but just didn't have it with you or couldn't find it quickly, just provide proof to the county attorney and they'll most likely dismiss that charge. But if you really didn't have insurance, you're looking at a Class B non-person misdemeanor. The law does require a minimum fine if you're convicted of $300 up to $1,000, and it does have a possible jail sentence up to 6 months. Those are the charges against you. You do have the right to an attorney. You can hire any attorney of your choice, but if you cannot afford an attorney, you can apply and see if you.
Man, this is pure comedy gold. From the charges alone, no license, no insurance, no registration, you can spot a sovereign citizen from miles away. It's like they wake up thinking, how can I make my life harder today? The laws are simple. States require these things for everyone's safety. But these guys act like they discovered some secret legal loophole that no one else knows about.
For a court-appointed attorney. You don't have to have an attorney, though. You can waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself. So that's an order of business we need to take care of today, is whether you want an attorney or not. And then another is to make sure that you understand what the charges are and the possible penalties. Do you have any questions for me about that?
Yeah, I don't understand the nature and cause of the charges. I have not had my accuser face me to bring the charges against me, as is a violation of due process. And I want to correct for the record of the court, the named defendant is different than the named person, being myself. Hold on, let me make sure I get that in view of the camera. The named person here is different than the one named in the charges and the counts, being a difference of representation of who exactly it is the charges are against. And it is to my belief and knowledge that per KAR 8243 subsection A, exemption from the motor carrier safety regulations, A, the occasional transportation of personal property by private motor carriers that is not for compensation and is not in the furtherance of a commercial enterprise. I am exempt from these rules and regulations, and if I need to get a USDOT number to show that I was not operating a commercial motor vehicle or as a common carrier for business or for profit or in the furtherance of a commercial enterprise, I will be more than happy to produce that USDOT number to show that I am in fact a private motor carrier, not operating in commerce, not driving, as I'm merely transporting and traveling.
Mr. Dubois, you are not charged under the Uniform Commercial Carriers Code as adopted by the state of Kansas. You are charged just as a motorist operating a motor vehicle. Again, not a commercial vehicle. These are not laws that are subject to the commercial code or to the administrative regulation that you referred.
Although you mentioned the word operating, operating is a term used for the furtherance of a commercial enterprise, or driving, operating, the physical use or furtherance of for-profit business or for compensation.
It may under the commercial code, but not under the code otherwise.
It is under Kansas, correct?
It is not under Chapter 8 of the Kansas statutes or Chapter 40, which you're filed under. But
Watching this guy
we
read
can
from his
address
legal
that
guide,
at a later
like it's
date
the
of
holy book, is
trial
straight
or
up hilarious.
motions hearing
He
if
buys a car,
necessary, but
skips the
I
license,
do not
then shows up
see
in court
the
claiming it has no power over him,
statutory
while literally standing in the
language
courtroom.
that you're addressing
These made-up
being
laws aren't
applicable
just
to
wrong,
these
they're a dead
statutes,
end.
at least
Honestly,
preliminarily
calling
at
it Uber
this
would have been
hearing.
less stressful than this
It
circus.
is within.
If anyone
Sorry.
understands why they do
Okay.
Go
this,
ahead.
please
That's
explain,
my ruling
because I'm
there,
completely
and then on
baffled.
the name issue, I am not tracking you there. The only difference I see is that at the top of the document, state of Kansas and your name are capitalized, and in the initial or in the individual charges, it's traditional capital letter of the first name, all lowercase of the remaining names throughout. So I'm not following that argument. Again, if you want to readdress that at a later date, we can, but I'm just not seeing that argument.
Okay.
Now
Well,
then,
I motion and move this court to dismiss this case for the motion I have filed and for the brief in support of motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction.
Sir, I do not have any such motion or brief in support. Mr. Regier, have you received any such documents?
Fail to see, at least at this juncture, how such a motion is properly brought before the court. Unless the court is aware of something that I am not aware of.
Well, that's what I'm trying to decide, if it's properly before the court. Mr. Dubois, who did you file the motion and brief with?
Well,
did
seeing
you-
as your guys' e-file is down for what is it? It's called a ransom malware or something. I cannot e-file.
Right,
so
but you can mail it or you can walk it into the clerk of the court. Have you done that?
Yes, I've mailed it. By email,
But-
which a
and I'm
court
sorry,
clerk
when I
said I could.
Okay, go ahead, please. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. It was by email, which the court clerk said I could, considering the e-file was down. And I
Alright.
can't really go 20-something miles to do that, considering my personal property was stolen.
When
And
did you
to-
email it, sir? When did you email it?
A while ago.
Judge,
Yeah.
Yes.
we do not accept emailed filings, only faxed or by mail or person.
Okay,
I'm
I was
sorry.
told that they do not have fax, so I could not do that. So email would be okay.
He may have called the wrong courthouse then.
They spent 10 minutes finding my case because your guys' system was down. So I'm fairly
recall
certain it was
which-
the correct one.
Okay, do you recall which you filed or which court you called?
Let me go to my sent. T Stafford at bucokansas.com.
I think that might be at the county courthouse, not the district courthouse.
Okay, So
Is it? Okay.
if you want to file something, sir, let's make sure you file it in a fashion that will get it officially recognized. So Ashley, how do you suggest he file motions and the like?
He will either need to mail us a copy of it or he can fax file.
And is your guys' fax active?
Yes, that has been the whole time.
Okay.
It's
And
not effective, yes.
what's the fax number?
Our fax number is 316-321-9486.
I'm loving the clerk's no-nonsense vibe right now. This guy's definitely regretting not having any legal help. Honestly, I don't buy that he just botched his motion filings by accident. It feels like a clear stall tactic. Filing motions follows simple rules, and even if you mess up, you don't just send them to random places. This dude's playing games just like every other sovereign citizen, so what's your guys' take so far?
Okay. And my honor, I have one last question. For the nature and cause of these charges, is it a criminal or is it a civil matter?
This is a criminal matter.
Okay. As is a criminal matter, there are two jurisdictions which I may be tried. One is the common law, and the other is a military tribunal. Which of those two do you intend to try me in?
I intend to try you in this one, sir.
Which is this one? Please elaborate.
The criminal one.
Well, criminal has two jurisdiction. It is either the common law or it is the military tribunal.
Well, sir, we're not going to go into that at this point.
Are you refusing to acknowledge to me and tell me the nature and cause of the charges?
I have told you the nature and the cause of the charges.
You are not elaborating.
I think the remaining issue, sir, is whether you're going to hire an attorney, apply for court appointed, or represent yourself.
My honor, I need to know whether or not this is going to be in the common law or a military tribunal.
Well, I am going to ask you one more time. Are you going to hire an attorney, apply for court appointed, or represent yourself, sir?
Again, I'm not representing myself. I am sui juris
I'm loving
in
the
proper
clerk's
persona
no-nonsense
and
attitude
proprietary
right now.
persona.
This guy clearly regrets not
So you're
getting
not going
real
to have
legal
an
help.
attorney, or
And
or are you?
honestly, I don't buy
No,
that
I'm
he
not going to be presented
accidentally
or
messed up his
represented
motion
by
filings.
any
This feels like a total stall
British
tactic.
agent registrant
Filing motions
or
isn't rocket science.
anybody else
And when you mess up, you don't
to
just
be a
send them to
ward of
random
the state.
addresses.
I'm
He's
standing
playing the
on my
same game
rights
every other sovereign
and I do
citizen
not
plays.
abrogate them.
What's your
And
take so
if you're
far?
going to
Drop it
continue to
below.
move this court without any sort of evidence, well, I guess I'll have to file that. But
We're going to set your hearing. How do you want to plead to the charges first? Then, if you don't want to have an attorney, how do you want to plead to no valid driver's license?
my honor, are you attempting to administer the trust without permission and consent?
I'm asking you for your response. I'm giving you the chance to respond. Do you want to plead to this charge or not?
My honor, I don't make any pleas as I am appearing in proprietary persona, and any plea would submit jurisdiction to the court. I am here challenging jurisdiction under the common law as I am owed the law of peace. And this is a fraud action as fraud in the inducement from the beginning under due process violations from Deputy Khalid Barake and the other administer the trust without consent of myself, the living man, the grantor, in common law, which is above Admiralty maritime law, then you will be in violation of Article 3, Section 2, the trial of all crimes, except in case of impeachment, shall be jury, and such trial shall be held in a state where said crime shall have been committed, but when they are not committed with any state, the trial shall be at such place or places as the Congress may by law have directed. And as there is a difference between the Republic State Kansas before the state of Kansas was brought into the Federation of the Union of States. And you will also be in violation of I'm getting it real quick. 18 U.S. Code sections 2381, treason. Whoever owing allegiance to the United States, the corporation, not United States of America or for America, levies war against them or adheres to the enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason and shall suffer death or shall be imprisoned not less than 5 years and fined under this title, but not less than $10,000, and shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States. Now, I, Anthony Edward Dubus, the proper case trade name, not the all caps legal entity of which you're attempting to administer the trust of, am an American state national, a Kansas state national per 8 USC 1101, subsection
This guy's
21,
entire legal defense
and
sounds
is
like he
recognized
memorized
by
bad
the
Facebook
Kansas Human
advice
Rights
and
Commission,
decided to test it
as
in
I have
court.
dealings with them
Sovereign
going
citizens
over
love
my
asking
nationality
judges
in
if the
regards
court
to a
runs under
corporation
common
in
law
which I have a
or
complaint
military
filed
law,
against,
but real
has
courts don't
already been
pause for
refused
those games.
mediation by the company
Everything
and is
runs under
being
established
investigated
statutes
by
and legal
Barbara
precedent.
Carper,
Watching
the
him
special
argue is like
investigator
watching
of
someone
Kansas
try
Human
to
Rights
outsmart a
Commission,
thunderstorm.
over my case
Completely
specifically.
pointless.
And
What do
if
you
you are
think?
attempting
Does he
to
even
move
stand a
this
chance with
case
this
against
nonsense?
myself,
Let's get back to it.
you are in violation of executing law rather than just judging on it. Which, if I need to pull up that statute
Sir,
or case as well.
sir, do you still have the same phone number you had posted on your bond that you have with AAA Butler County Bail Bonds? Is that still your current phone number?
My honor, Mrs.
316-252?
My honor, Webster, it is, you may call me either Anthony Dubus or Anthony Edward Dubus. I do not accept the term sir.
Very
Although,
well.
yes, my phone number is still the same at 316-252-9724.
All right. And is your address, okay, Mrs. iPhone needs to be locked. And Mr. Dubois, is your address still homeless, or do you have something more specific at this time?
See, they refuse to put down my address. I am within Wichita, Kansas, rural free delivery within the 4-corner rule 67202, aka the brackets around 6. And they refused to put down my rural free delivery address and put me as homeless instead because they could not accept it. They refused. Also, Deputy Khalid Barake, when I was taken to Butler County Detention Center, refused that there were any magistrates at all within any of the courts, which per due process of common law, I was to be taken before a magistrate or a tribunal, both judicial, either Article 3 or 4, in front of a magistrate judge to be decided whether or not I was even within the jurisdiction to be tried for these charges or commercial crimes.
Your next court date will be 2 weeks from Monday. What do you have, Ashley? 2 weeks from this past Monday. What is it?
I believe that is going to be Monday, the 18th.
All right, Mr. Dubois, your next court date is December 18th at 8 a.m. by Zoom. You can always appear in the courthouse personally if you like. I am appointing Attorney Darren Patterson. Now, if you don't want to use him,
I do
The
not
judge just
accept
hit him
any
with that.
appointment
You're
of any
homeless.
attorney.
Line,
but I
cold, and
show
direct.
that you don't have a
calling the
specific
judge my
residence.
honor
Do you have a job?
Instead of your
Employment?
honor, rookie move. It says
I
everything
did,
about his
and
attitude.
then
Honestly,
these actions
he's
against
digging his
myself
hole
from
deeper.
the state of Kansas
Maybe focus
caused
less on
me not to
courtroom
have it
drama
anymore.
and more
In
on
this
getting
court's
life together,
opinion,
right?